Hey, what's up, Dean? Safe Performance. It's been a little while, but we have been hustling. We got our secret project, that thing going, but I got Woods truck back up on the lift. This was the Nightmare Sierra, basically. Um, just one thing after another. Still finding stuff hanging out down in there. I don't know what that is. A little piece of plastic. Oop, there it goes. But yeah, we got it back up. I got both transmissions back from Better Built. He's in Oregon. Brian, I believe. Dude is super nice. Really, really reasonable on price. These are his 700 horse build. So he goes through the whole thing, uses really, really good products, rebuilds the valve body, all new solenoids, new harness, all new clutches, steels, friction, seals, the pistons, everything is new inside of it. So I went ahead, I got the drive shaft out. You can see it's kind of dangling, that's the yoke. I just finished, I popped the starter out, it's dangling over there. I got the torque converter bolts out. Then I got the transmission bolts out. I took them out of the mount. I'm just gonna slide the plate out, and then I'll get the jack under it, jack it up, take the cross member off, disconnect all the lines, wiring, shift cable, and I'll start popping all the bell housing bolts. Get this one out. I almost positive I won't have to take the exhaust off, and that was kind of another reason why I wanted to pull it as far back as possible, so I don't have to take it out. You can see there's enough room there that I should be able to get it off the dowels and down. I might have to do a little shimmying, but that's not a big deal. I just thought of something. Oh, and I have Izzy, he's our painter, well, our new painter, going to be our painter. His GMC Sierra, which just so happens to be a 2008, had a 4.8 liter in it. I have his truck here, and he had bad lifters, from what I understand. So this is his 4.8 iron block. It's a little weird to me that it had an iron block, but maybe it did. But the cylinder walls are absolutely clapped out. Not every one of them, but most of them. This side's bad. See those two? That one's really bad. Like the piston won't even come above the rust. So the motor was torn apart and it sat for months. So it rusted it out. I got it here to put back together, and turns out you can't use the block as is anyways. So we came up with a aluminum 5.3, and I put a camshaft in it that I acquired. It is a Texas Speeds, I think it's the 224R or the 228R. I can't remember. It's a 600. I think it's a 224. Got it out of this aluminum LS2 that's been laying around, but with completely clapped cam bearings. He knows who he is. So that's in that truck. I got that truck all back together yesterday, day before yesterday. I got the motor in, everything's bolted to the motor. I missed something. It has a huge oil leak from the back of the motor, so I have to pull that truck apart. But before I do that, I want to get Wood's truck. He's been waiting a long time. But I did notice that this thing is like a vent solenoid or something like that. And his truck has like a corrugated plastic hose that has a little thumb clamp on it. It looks factory to me. Has a thumb clamp on it, and it runs over the rail and then kind of back across and then it just sits on the side of the transmission. It's a little box with a foam filter, so it's like a vent. This line here did not tee back to it. It actually just runs straight up to the purge solenoid on the intake manifold, like the purge valve thing for venting the intake fuel, vapor, something like that. So that's cool that that truck showed up and I'm able to figure that out. So really all I have to do is attach some kind of filter to this solenoid thing and then run that up to the purge, which I got to find one of those connectors. I might have one. And that'll be that. So, but I'm going to get the jack, fancy transmission jack, underneath this transmission and start getting everything. I'm going to disconnect the lines and get it all done. I am going to change the front line on this one. Whoops. I left it like his factory hard line, and that's just a pain for me. I mean, they're not too bad, but they're a little bit of a pain in the butt to get in and out. And this kind of has a bunch of wrinkles where it pushes it toward the header. So what I'm going to do is change that for an AN, make a small piece of line. I got to make sure I have the fittings. I know I have the compression. I got to make sure I got a 90 basically. And I'm going to make a piece of line to go right to here. So I'm going to cut this off. I'll bend this in a little bit, and then I have some AN clamps that I can hold the two together. But I'll do that after I get this one out. And we'll go from there. So I'll be back. Alrighty. So get the other one out, and I hung it from the gantry upside down. Not upside down. I don't know. Hung it, drained it into a bucket. A little bit of a mess, but not a big deal. New one's in. Converter. It's a 2800 to 3200 converter. Starter's back in. I cut this line, put the fitting on it, and ran it up to that fitting there. That fitting's on. And he included the deeper pan on this one with a drain plug, which is cool. So drive shaft's in, exhaust is all hooked back up. O2s are in. Torque converter's bolted in, obviously. All the electronics are on the side. I did swap this for another one. That was the one that I had on the other transmission, and Park would not fully engage. So I took this one, and the cable snapped on much nicer. So we'll keep this one on. The wiring's all clipped in good. I mean, down here, other than the muffler, because it's open pipe right here. So other than the muffler, which now I shifted it a little bit, and now I have clearance everywhere. So hopefully not gonna get the dunk, 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 dunk noise that I had before, which I think was right there. You can see that little rub mark right there. I think that was it tapping on that. So I got that adjusted. I do have a muffler and a tailpipe off my Escalade from a long time ago. This is a Flowmaster. So what I'm thinking is, hopefully, yeah, no, look at that, same size. That's cool. So I have to put, like, it off. I have to put a little bit of a piece of pipe, not that much pipe, and then hopefully the tailpipe will work. But I'm gonna work on that. I'll find a little piece of 3-inch, slide it in there. I still have a bunch of his clamps left down there. Yeah, there's no 3-inch there, but yeah, I'm gonna get to work on that. Then he wants me to put this rock light back together. So there's one piece here. Oh, there it is. And then that piece there, the guy cut it looking for a fuel gauge, I think is what he said. which it's not a fuel gauge. But yeah. So other than, oh, I got to do the dipstick. That's the one thing. I can't get the dang dipstick to slide all the way down in there. So I'm gonna have to, yeah, you can see right there the nub. This nub right here should be all the way down, and it's about a quarter of the way, a little bit more. It's loose, like I could wiggle it. It's not hitting the bolt, so I think I gotta go up above, and which I did twice with the ladder, and I just gotta wiggle it down in there now that the transmission's fully in place and everything. But yeah, so for this one, and then once the muffler and everything is done, I gotta throw the bumper on, tune. This one's done. So yeah, and just so everybody knows, we are a Holley dealer, Tick Performance dealer. Low dollar gives us a good deal on stuff, and Circle D. We just jumped on with Circle D. Also Whipple superchargers. We just added on Whipple superchargers, which is super awesome. And that project's coming up really soon. That is Wayne. He has a Corvette 2006, so it'd be an LS2 Corvette, and we are going to do the Whipple on it. So for now, that's it for this one. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, leave me a comment. Have a good day.